Hey guys, it's Mistarka, and I wanted to talk briefly about body paragraphs. Let's say I've done all of my pre-writing. I've got everything done here. I've written my introduction. I've got all of that. And it's time to get into the body paragraphs of my paper, okay? So let's talk about body paragraphs of the papers, okay? So papers effectively have three parts. And if you think of it, again, kind of that, structures of a paper kind of thing, umbrella style, here's your introduction, your body paragraphs, and your conclusion. The conclusion kind of catches everything, wraps it up. The introduction is kind of the broad overview that talks about what we're going to talk about. And the body paragraphs are everything in between. So all paragraphs in the middle that aren't the introduction paragraph or the conclusion paragraph are body paragraphs. Okay? And body paragraphs tell the story. In a narrative, the body paragraphs tell the story of a narrative. These tell the story in a step-by-step kind of way, sequentially going through the different steps, okay? In an informational or argumentative, persuasive, synthesis, all of those kind of papers, it's a little different. They outline the main ideas and arguments that are made in the paper. But body paragraphs are always going to back up the thesis of a paper. The thesis is the one sentence that explains what the whole paper is about, and the body paragraphs always kind of back that up. So if you have kind of a theme or the thesis, the main thing that you're trying to get across in a paper, you're going to back that up in the body paragraphs of your paper, okay? They always expound on the main ideas of the paper. They're always kind of the meat of the paper. They get into all of the hefty ideas. They're the heavy part of the paper, right? They're the heavy part of the meal. They're the heavy part of the paper. So that's kind of what you're getting into in the body paragraphs. Despite the fact that the body paragraphs make up usually the largest part of the paper, they're kind of the least that you have to say about because they're kind of the generic parts of it. Here's the main idea of what I'm talking about. Here are the details for it. Here's what happened. Here's the details. Next thing happens. Here's the details. And remember that you're going to usually have several paragraphs because you're going to start a new paragraph anytime that the main idea that you're talking about changes, anytime the setting changes, where or when the story's taking place, anytime that the person talking changes. So you often are going to run across parts in a book, parts in your papers where it's like a sentence and then you need to change because people are having a conversation back and forth. And it's Jane said this, Roy said this, Jane argued this, Roy yelled this, and it's going to go back and forth very shortly that way, okay? So body paragraphs, they are all of the middle parts of your paper. They are usually going to be the largest part of your paper. And they are the part that tells the story, makes the main ideas, gets the main points across in detail. So, in a narrative, it's always going to go point by point, point by point, step by step by step. So, body paragraphs, that's all we have to say on that. So, hopefully this helped, and have an awesome day.